It's not your fault that it didn't work. It's the program's fault, the thing's fault, the world's fault. No, Buttercup, it is your fault. 99 times out of 100, the reason why something didn't work, a program, workouts, whatever it might be, supplements, all that kind of stuff, is not the thing's fault. It's user error that caused the problem. Because, well, you didn't do it. You didn't follow through. And yeah, there are always going to be exceptions. There are always going to be extremes. There are always going to be outliers in this. And to be fair, I retract the statement on supplements. A lot of them don't fucking work. A lot of them are BS and just straight up marketing bullshit. But more often than not, especially if we're talking fitness, especially if we're talking exercise, health and fitness, dieting, those kinds of things, a lot of it is user error. Most of the time, people quit before they reach the point of actually seeing the results because, well, it was too hard. It was too much change. It was insert excuse here. Because at its fundamental core, if you really want to break down getting into good shape, not fucking phenomenal, but quite reasonable, it's pick up heavy shit, put it back down again, eat protein, drink water, do some form of cardio, even if that's walking, you'll do pretty well. It's not actually that complex. If you want to dial it in, build it out perfectly, get you the best bang for your buck, yeah, there is a lot more nuances in that. But most of the time, people aren't getting the results, not because of said workout program, or said nutrition program, or coach, or whatever it might be, but because they weren't actually willing to do the work. They weren't actually willing to follow through. As I've said many times before, most of the difference between people who succeed and people who fail is between their ears. It's mental. It's up here. It's this thing. It's, will you follow through? Will you give it intensity, effort, and consistency for probably longer than you want to admit on anything? You got to keep showing up. You got to keep showing up and doing the work all out. Not just a little bit, not just a pretend, not just a dabble, actually showing the fuck up and doing what is required. It's not easy. It's not comfortable, but it's well worth it. And this is where you have to make the difference. This is where you have to make the stand. But the other side of it, and this is the one we talk about a lot on here, is that you have to let go of who you used to be. The reason why most of the time it's user error is also that people want to continue being the person that they are. They want to keep living the way that they are, acting the way that they have been. But they want a different result. It's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. That's not how this works. You have to fundamentally change who you are, how you view the world, how you show up for things. We're playing a mental game here. I talk about it, that health and fitness is the gateway drug to everything else. It's the tool, the methodology, how we are going to deliver you becoming the greatest version of yourself. But it's about the mental game. It's about showing up the right way. We just use fitness as the method to deliver that. Because, well, it's the easiest way, first and foremost. Second, well, who doesn't want to be in great fucking shape? And anyone who says they don't is a fucking liar. It's the same people who say that they don't want to be rich. Everybody wants to be rich. And you can be on your high horse about how, money is evil and all this kind of rubbish. But I can guarantee you if someone handed you $10 million, you'd fucking take it. It's the same thing. Everybody wants to be in shape. Nobody wants to pay the price to get there. But remember, There is only a definitive cost, a sacrifice, a downside, these kinds of things, if you don't get a return on investment. So as long as you do the work, as long as you follow through, as long as you show up with intensity, effort, and consistency, there is no risk. You are going to get an ROI on this. You are going to get a return on investment. And there is no greater return on investment than investing into you. You are the vehicle. You are the thing that provides everything in your life. Happiness, wealth, success, satisfaction, all these kinds of things. If you are a better version of yourself, don't you think all of those things will get better? Don't you think all of those things will flow better for you? Of course they will. They're a no-brainer. If you have more energy, if you have more vitality, if you have more confidence, if you have a better ability to just do things, you show up with quiet confidence, knowing that no matter what life throws at you, you've voluntarily taken on more and you can handle it. You are going to win at life. Everything in your life is going to get better. Most of the anxiety, most of the overwhelm, most of these problems that people face in a day-to-day life comes from up here, and it's due to a lack of action. It's a lack of follow-through. It's a fear of what will come because you don't trust yourself to do the work, to do what is required. That's why demanding greatness is every single day. There are no days off. We don't have rest days. We don't have missed days. We never miss. We show the fuck up and do it. Not for the physical aspect, as I said, that's a bonus. But because of who that makes you, because of the momentum that builds, because it makes you an undeniable man of your word. And that changes things. It changes things in your life. It changes how people respond to you. It changes so many things for you. Because you show up as a different man. And people know that. And they'll start to see it. But remember, it's going to take time. This is not going to happen overnight. This is not going to happen instantaneously. It's going to take time. Because, well, you haven't kept your word. You have this track record of things not working. The reason why they don't work is because of you. You're the common denominator. You know, you see people around, and we know some of them, and they're like, oh, this job never works for me. You know, this job isn't working for me. It's toxic. And my manager's toxic. And they go from job place to job place to job place. At some point, you have to take a step back and go, maybe not every single place I work is toxic. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Or, hey, the diet never works. Or the workout never works. It's its fault. Or is it your fault? Is it user error? Because it's worked for other people. Now, that's no guarantee, but if you're always the common denominator of why things aren't working and you're program hopping from thing to thing to thing, the issue isn't the programs that you're doing. It isn't the workout. It isn't the coaches. It isn't who's in your corner. It's you. Because you can't trust yourself to follow through. You can't trust yourself to continue doing the work when it's no longer new and exciting, when it's no longer interesting. You can't trust you. Of course it's going to fail. That's why people perceive risk about investing into themselves, because they don't trust themselves to follow the fuck through. And to be honest, it's even more of a reason as to why you need to join Demanding Greatness. Because you need to learn the skill of following through. You need to learn the talent and develop this as part of your identity, that you are someone who follows through, who does the work, no matter what. That if you've given your word, if you say it's getting done, it is getting done. This is what is required. There is no greater, I think, rite of passage than being an honourable man when it comes to your word. I think it's the greatest thing that you could be known for. That if you gave your word, it was getting done. End of story. They could take that to the bank. You know, your wife, your children, your family, your friends, those you serve, all of them. Then they know if you say it's getting done, it's getting done. It's not questioned. You just said it. End of story. And I will firmly admit, raise my hand, that I have not reached that status yet because I had such a bad track record. I am still earning that credibility because that credibility of being a man of your word takes time to develop. It takes time to unravel all the times that you disappointed people. And I was there. My word meant nothing. I'd say shit all the time. And it wouldn't mean anything. It was one of the things that broke my heart, that my daughter didn't believe me when I said I'd do something. Talk about feeling like a fucking failure. That's a gut punch and a half if your daughter doesn't believe you, or your wife, or your son. And I had all three. And it wasn't their fault, it was 100% my fault. Because I would say things and I wouldn't do it. It would slip my mind, it would disappear, it'd get lost in the ether. You have to earn the credibility as someone who will get that shit done. You have to earn the credibility by doing it over and over and over and over again. As I said, it'll take way longer than you think. But the problem isn't other people. The problem isn't what's going on. It's you. You are the problem because you didn't follow through. You didn't do what was required. You didn't do the work. So now you have to make a change. And that change isn't one grandiose standpoint and saying something and then following through. No, it starts with the little things. It starts with making a commitment and going, every single day, I'm going to do these things. Rain, hail, or shine. I'm going to prove to myself that I'm a man of my word. And then over time, that'll filter out to others. It'll filter out to the friends and family, to your children, to your wife, to those people who matter. It'll filter down bit by bit by bit by bit. But you have to start with you. You have to start with keeping your word to yourself. So if you are ready for that, if you are ready to finally break free of who you used to be and step into the man that you know you should be, and click the link in my bio or shoot me a message. Let's get you into demanding greatness. Let's start you on the right journey and let's get you into the right place. Stop blaming user error and start actually being the man who follows through. If you're ready for that, join Demanding Greatness and let's change your life together.